Hey, I'm Christy Jordan of SouthernPlate.com. My family's lived in Alabama for the past 9 generations, and today I'm going to show you how we make our sweet tea. Southerners are known for our sweet tea, and with very good reason. We drink it all day long. But you just about got to have a nice glass of iced tea to get you through our summers down here. To start with, all we're going to need is some tea bags, some sugar or whatever sweetener you use, and some water. Then we're just going to use a plain old pot. I'm using Louisiana tea bags. They have a really good southern flavor to them. It's that perfect sweet tea flavor. But you can pick up another brand if you can't find these. Just look for Orange Pekoe, which is a nice black tea. And if you look, even this is specially blended for iced tea. On the sides it says ingredients, Orange Pekoe, Pekoe cut black teas. That's what we're looking for. So I'm going to show you how to make 2 quarts. Normally I make a gallon, but I realize that some people may not go through as much tea as we do. So I'll just show you how to make 2 quarts here. We're going to take 5 of these regular size tea bags, and I'm just pulling off the little tags, and I'm going to put the bag string and all, just toss it into my pot here. Okay, now I've got, oh, this smells good. I love the smell of tea. We have 5 in here. Now I'm just going to pour a little water. And you know, there's not a certain recipe. Just pour 2 or 3 cups of water, be fine. If you pour 4 cups, that's fine. We just want to get some water for our tea to boil in. I'm going to put this on my eye and put it on medium to medium-high heat. What you want to do is bring that to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, we're ready to make our tea. Alrighty, our tea is all done. What I did is I just brought it just to a boil and then I removed it from the eye. Now I'm ready to make my tea. But if you want a stronger tea, you can let it sit in that pot and steep for a little bit longer. And if you'd like a little weaker tea, just don't use 5 tea bags. Use 4 tea bags or 3 tea bags. This is really something that you need to play with to suit to your personal taste. It's very much the same when it comes to sweetener. I'm going to use 3/4 of a cup of sugar for a 2 quart thing of tea. Some people use a lot more, especially restaurants, so you might want it a little bit sweeter. Then again, you might decide that a 1/2 cup is good for you. So really take this recipe and play with it until you get the perfect blend of sweet and strong for your tea. Today I'm showing you how I do it at my house. Now anytime somebody tells me that they just can't make good tea, it turns out they're always doing the one thing wrong. Everybody does the same thing. You add your sugar to your hot tea. This is a bad idea because it scorches your tea and it gives your tea a very bitter taste. And we don't want that. We want a nice smooth glass of tea. So what I'm going to do to prevent that is I always add some cold water to my pitcher beforehand, and then I add my sugar to the water itself. Then I go ahead and give that a stir once I pour in my hot tea. It's still plenty warm enough to dissolve the sugar, but it's not going to scorch it and give you that bitter taste. You're going to have a nice smooth mellow tea that we want. So, right at this point, you would add your sugar, 3/4 of a cup. I actually don't use sugar in my tea. I use either Splenda or Ideal. Ideal is my favorite because it tastes just like real sugar to me, but you can't actually get it where I live, so it's kind of expensive for me. I'm going to use it today, though, because it's a special treat, right? Most of the time, I use Splenda, or actually a generic version of Splenda. Ain't no shame in my game. The cheaper, the better. So, I'm going to use Ideal, and I use the exact same amount that I do when I use sugar. I'm adding about 3/4 of a cup. Put that in there, and I'll give it a little bit of a stir. And now I'm going to add my tea. And I've got my tea bag still in here. I'm just going to be careful not to touch the pot to the glass. This isn't a tempered glass jug here, so another reason why we don't want to add hot tea directly to the jug. I'll use my spoon to help push those tea bags back. See, doesn't it look wonderful already? Okay, perfect tea. And now, of course, give that another stir. And then we're just going to pour it over ice. See how easy that was? All you need for 2 quarts, 5 tea bags, Orange Pekoe tea, 3/4 cup of sugar. Boil your tea bags, bring it just to a boil, pour a little water over them, bring it just to a boil, remove it from the eye. Fill up your jug about halfway with cold water, add your 3/4 cup of sugar, and then pour your tea into it. Pour it over ice. We have perfect iced tea. That's just how I like it. If you like it a little sweeter, add a little more sugar. If you like it a little weaker, use 1 less tea bag. Just play with it. Just remember the tips and the little tricks that I taught you today. And most importantly, enjoy a nice glass of iced tea with your family this summer. I'll see you soon on SouthernPlate.com. Bye-bye.